Hello everyone. Today we'd like to explain you DESIS 3 in deep detail. So DESIS 3 is a ITCV used by the European Commission under the framework DESIS 3. And today we'd like to explain you in every single detail how the DESIS 3 is filled. So I'll just do login. And now, so we just arrived to our home page of the consultant, and as you can see, we have the CV generator. So as you know, as you already saw the wizard video, and under the CV generator, we have the option of DESIS 3. When you click on generate, so you will have some questions that will ask you some details that will be important to fill the CV, and all your professional experience will be transformed in a docx. So we already have prepared the video here. This is Afonso Henrique's DESIS 3 CV. So as you see, you have a lot of data, a lot of information that is built in a specific format. And the great thing with Sprint CV is you get this CV filled in automatic way within seconds. So let's go and start from the beginning. You have your personal details. So your last name, first name, date of birth, email, and all those things. And that area comes from the personal details. So as you remember, you have filled all your information step by step, and many of those steps will be transformed and placed in a specific positions of the CV. That is 3. So name, surname, your gender, date of birth, country, nationality, and your kind of type of contract, and the secondary school. All this data, so you can see that goes here: last name, email, date of birth, nationality, gender. So your type of your current employment status, so permanent. If you select freelancer, your company freelancing will be here, and your end of secondary school will be placed here. So all this data will be there, and then so the date of recruitment and the number of months working for the tendered. So that information comes from the CV generator. When you click on generate, so what is the date of your recruitment? So when have you been recruited to the actual company that is proposing your CV? And when did you start to work for DESIS 3? This will be the date of recruitment will be here, and the number of months will be calculated depending what you have put it here. Then it will be asked the current position and the function that you are applying. So the current position will be placed here, and the function that you are applying will be checked here, as you can see. The number of then the next step is the Interim Rules. So Interim Rules, yes, the system will calculate what was the period or the missions or the projects that you have been that were considered as intramurals. So you are working inside of the European Commission facilities. So you have a badge that you can you can get access, and then it will be calculated the number of months. So this is populated based on, I'll close here, and your professional experience. In your professional experience, so you have inserted all the projects that you have been one by one, and then you have a checkbox saying EC Intramuros, so that you have been inside of the facilities of the European Commission. So based on the projects that you have selected, in this case were 2, the system will calculate, Sprint CV will calculate everything for you and the number of months. So the highest relevant education qualification comes from your education. So on education, you have registered all the degrees that you have taken. The system will take the highest. So if you took a bachelor and a master, the system will take here the master. So will be taken the highest. The system will also calculate how many years of effective studies you have done. So the effective studies is based on the degrees years. So this is the official number of degrees that that specific degree has. In this case is 4, but if by mistake, if you have taken 5 years to complete, it's still 4 years. That's the official number of years of education of that specific degree. So here will be placed from your education, and then the languages. So the languages also comes from the education details, but the next step where you have placed in the languages. So you have 5 levels: elementary, limited, and these will be extrapolated to numbers. So 5 is native of bilingual, elementary is number 1, as you can see here. Then the system will calculate based on your projects that you have, your professional experience, when was the start date, and will also calculate how many months and years so far you have worked in a professional environment. So in a professional experience, you have here this the system is sorting by date, and the last one is your first mission, so July of 2017. And from July 2017 till so far, so till the project that is ongoing, it has passed 10 years and 11 months. If you have holes between projects, this will be taken in consideration as well. And then the next step is the specific expertise. So the system will take the top 10 technologies that you have ranked on your skills and evaluation. Skills evaluation. So you have here the top 10. So you have ranked. You can drag and drop and put it, and the system will save this configuration. So click view will be the most important, so it will be always displayed on first place. So here, as you can see, Scrum is the latest one, is the last one, because if you count, Scrum here is the number 10th. And then the next part is the CV summary. So with all these fields, we have filled the first page. The second page is the CV summary. That is basically on the CV summary on skills and evaluation. You have placed your text there by your own words, and the system will take it and put it by bullet points. Then it's a list of your trainings that you have attended. So on the training details, you have inserted many different certifications and executive education, and all of them will be placed here. Okay, so if you have if it was not one day certification, so for example GDPR Foundation was just a certification that you have passed in that specific day, the system will only show one specific day. If it's a 1-year course, will show the beginning and the end. As you can see, executive is not single day, was start date and end date. Then the next step is the software expertise. So the system will calculate for you all the technologies that you have inserted, methodologies and products that you have worked, and we'll do a listing of the number of projects that you have been, the number of the duration without already considering overlaps. So if you have overlaps, the system will take in consideration and apply a rule that will not permit double counting, and the competence that you have given for that specific technology. So all of that is stored in skills in evaluation, and where you have ranked it, so 5, 4, and it says the number of months as well that you have did it. So all these lists will come from there, and then on this specific template we'll calculate the listing of projects that you have been working with on for this specific technology. And last, so the last is project by project. So every single project that you have been, the system will populate all this data in an automatic way. So how it works, the system will rank from the most recent to the oldest. So the most recent will be always the first, and the oldest will be always the last. We'll give the project name. So in a professional experience, you have added many different projects, as you know. So you have given the project name, the job title, the client, the department, and that information comes client, department, so the start and end date, so the middle company and the project name. So as you can see, you have many different things. So start, end date, and the project details, the team size, what kind of the contract. This will be very important to calculate overlaps if you have, and we'll take in consideration if it was 2 full-times, it's 50-50. If it's 1 full-time and 1 part-time, so we'll take 2/3 for the full-time and 1/3 for the part-time. So the Belgian, so all this information, so the middle company, as you see here, the Bloom IT comes from the details, and then you have the project description. So project description that you have inserted on project details, the roles and the descriptions. So roles descriptions comes from here. We do something else as well, we improve it, and the number of roles that you have taken we also put here. During the project, I performed the following roles. This information comes from here. So the listing of projects that the roles that you have taken, it will be listed as bullet points here, and then the text will be attached here in the bottom. And then last but not least, the listing of the technologies. So on the technologies and the skills, text and methodologies, you have listed all the technologies that you have worked with. So also specifying the time from 1 very few to 5 all the time, and the system will build the list like this. Then will be by project, so the system will calculate all of this, and as you can see, this CV has 10 years of almost 11 years of experience, 14 pages, and is calculated within seconds. So it's up to you if you want to keep it using updating it by hand, or if you'd like to use an automatic system that does this just compliance task for you without any loss of time. So we propose you Sprint CV. We hope that you like and also share with your friends. So Sprint CV, your IT CV in a sprint. Thank you very much.